The world help.
I was pushing it. Something's also collecting it from me. By the time he pays for his rent, he pays for this, transport, this and that, you now discover that it's almost equivalent to that 10,000 that he made that particular day. So for him to go is always difficult. And that's why it's good for somebody that...
Because I would say, because we believe in convention.
We believe it.
We are not saying I am healthy. We are all managing our health. That is all.
According to WHO, to be healthy is a state of physical, mental, and emotional state of well-being. But when they when they put it, they say it's a state of complete physical, emotional, and mental well-being. But we should think of this, have an overview of this. We know that nobody is completely healthy in that sense. So when we are now talking of being healthy, it means a functional capability. If you are healthy, really, are you able to function the way you are supposed to? Are you able to carry out your activities? So these are the questions we need to ask ourselves. So, and it now divides on the physical, mental, and emotional states. So, I will talk about the health determinants. What are the health determinants? There are some things that could determine our health. Generally, the context in which an individual lives, the kind of habits they engage in determines one health. For instance, someone that takes alcohol, someone that smokes, someone that does not even believe in exercise, someone that eats anyhow, those kind of things are the things we need to consider. So, and in terms of this, we need to consider the health determinants, which are basically split into the economic aspects, the lifestyle, then the mental aspect of it. However, this can also be influenced by some other factors, which include your income and social status. Okay, for instance, some people are sick, they got to the hospital, the doctor, after thorough evaluation, the doctor prescribed some medications and some investigations. They got to the lab, they discovered that they could not afford it. So, and some could afford the lab, but to buy the medication is a problem. So we can see that this kind of thing can influence someone's health. This is a person that knows that he's not healthy, he needs help, he needs attention, but he got to the hospital, the financial capability is not there. So economically, our health can be influenced. So we also have the educational and literacy level. So for instance, I was talking to someone 2 days ago. He was telling me that his wife was somewhere where she's receiving some treatment, something. I said, which kind of treatment? He said she just has some breast issue and it's offer. I said, offer? Why can't you now come to the hospital? No. So the kind of educational status, your literacy level, your level of exposure can influence your health. Also, we also have social environment. Okay, for instance, as you are here today, you are doing your reunion of a team. So we just have the mentality, we just thought of it. Why can't we just have a head talk, to gather and discuss on some of these things? So the social network that we form the social status can also help to give some support about our health. What about the physical environment? The physical environment, for instance, okay, let me just say, for instance, there are areas whereby they said people that are having goiter, you know, these big, wọ́n ṣe ń pè é. So wọ́n ní àwọn tó ń gbé níbi òkúta, you know, some hilly area, they always have deficient iodine, the water that they drink in those environments. So, and as a result, this kind of person may come down with goiter. And that is why, another thing, there's a solution to that anyway, because you've seen most of the salt we eat now is called iodized salt. So people that are not just going to the market to buy those local ones, at least they cannot be exposed to this kind of thing. So the physical environment, the food we eat, and some other things, so can influence such. So, and when I was talking initially, I thought of health as a state of physical, mental, and social well-being, emotional, and all the rest. So I would now like to pick each of these. For instance, mental health. Mental health is actually a very broad area that, in fact, before some people will say one thing or the other, I need to, you know, have my mental. So, what are the examples of the mental illness conditions that I'm talking about? Attention deficit hyperactive disorders. Some people may just be here, you know, even when we are talking, they may not even pay attention. While some, they are overactive. So, others are major depressive disorders. At least we know what is depression. I don't need to talk about it. So we have bipolar disorders. We have this extreme mood. Some, you know, they can be in low mood today. Tomorrow they are in the other side of the mood. Those mood swing of a thing. So it's not really their fault. It's a state of their health. So how can we maintain and improve our health? There are so many ways to improve our health. One of them is balanced diet. Exercise, healthy body weight, avoiding smoking and alcohol, then healthy environments. So what is balanced diet? Balanced diet is taking adequate proportion of all the classes of food at the right time and the right proportion.
Okay.
So, and we talk of carbohydrates, we talk of fat and oil, we talk of protein, we talk of water, we talk of dietary fibers, vitamins, and minerals. Okay. I will now have to categorize, because for the different age grade of there are types of food that are good for them. Okay, for instance, the babies, the young ones, it is good that they take enough protein. For instance, age 1 to 5, that protein is very essential for them because it develops the brain, it develops the vital part of their body. But for the active age, I'm talking of as from maybe, you know, those working age, you need more of calorie. You need calorie because you burn this calorie for your activities. Because there are even some people that you see that slump while they are actively working. Maybe they did not even eat in the morning. and the sugar level has gone down. So they will just die of hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia even kills faster than hyperglycemia. Then, when you are now getting to certain age that you are not very active again, then you need to reduce your calorie load. Then you now balance between protein and little of carbohydrate. Because it is assumed that as you are growing old, the body protein, you'll be losing some muscle wasting and all the rest. Cholesterol, triglycerides, and all those things. That's where they come in. And you should try and run away from all this cholesterol, especially when you are getting older. Cholesterol, saturated fatty acid, not unsaturated. Unsaturated is actually good for our health. And for instance, unsaturated, you can get those things in olive oil. Like for instance, instead of going for the common vegetable oil, you can go for olive oil. Then you cannot afford the olive oil. Then soya oil. Soya oil is affordable in terms of the quality and the value. Then
sunflower oil.
It's okay. As far as plant origin. So it's okay. Then the protein, I've talked about protein. Then water. You need to be drinking enough water. And if I should ask that, which quantity of water should we take in a day? Can anyone tell me?
I take up to 2 liters. Not cold, just normal water. I mean, my minimum I take like 2 liters.
Average is 8.
Average is 3 to 4 liters. Yes, which implies 6 to 8 bottles. 6 to 8 bottles of water every day. 3 to 4 liters. Yes.
Don't you think that's not too good?
It's very good.
How do we carry our body when we overfeel?
In my hand. For instance, there is one Baba that is always telling me thing. Baba is 87 by July.
But we get so many contradictory narratives oftentimes. There are some contradictory narratives of water. It's not good. We hear that maybe 1 or 2 gallons a day. They will tell you that those ones who are bad besides outwards or whatever.
Can I see the journal?
I don't have it offhand now. But right now, I've seen them several because I research a lot. But I am bound to obey your own.
We are not bound to obey.
If it's been able.
It's just a medical advice.
Yes, if you are able to convince me, and I feel it's good for my health, then I'll be bound to obey. That's what I'm saying.
In this body is about 60%. In fact, all your blood, the blood component and all those things, that 60% must be kept constant. And if it's not kept constant, before you know, kidney, all those vital organs will get affected. The established, documented, that I know has been 3 to 4 liters. So you can ask anyway.
And that's will be intermittently or?
Yes, now intermittent. Maybe when you wake up in the morning, you can take like 1 bottle. In fact, before.
Excess water.
For now, no, unless someone that. In fact, for now, no. No. In fact, you don't even be able to take up to that situation.
That's trying to take it easy now.
Just try and take it.
That when I was on water therapy, except water. No, even if I'm sleeping, you see my cooler with my bottle beside me. I wake up, I take it. I sleep again, I wake up, I take it like that. I realized that I was having weight. I don't eat much.
That's not the cause.
So I was like,
That's not the cause. It's either you don't exercise regularly It's either your dietary lifestyle is not okay, but if it is water, it's just like garbage in, garbage out. Take it in, the kidney and all those things, utilize it, and the kidney pass it out, you urinate. So what could have been the cause of that, what's it called, added weight? It's either you are not exercising, it's either you are not very active at that point in time, it's either, you know, the dietary aspect of your own life is. So that is what I can say about that. And all those things, they are not good. Let's get them raw, because those ones contain enough of fibers, and some people, when they go to, you know, some foods, tomato blended, other ones, they throw it away. The fibers are the ones you are taking away. So try and eat it raw. When you want to do, like vegetables and all those things, eat it raw. You said?
We should not boil our
No, you boil. I'm saying that all those refined, you know,
When you have to convert to food.
so
Sir, let me quickly. I was privileged to hear that Wole Soyinka does not drink water.
he does not drink water.
They drink wine. And that has been confirmed.
Have you confirmed?
And
Is it
yes,
confirmed?
yes, it's confirmed. And he's very, very, at least to a large extent. So I want to understand, because when this alcohol and avoid this, avoid that, that prompted me to actually go and read about him.
across. So when you know, most of these lectures on the radio, they say when you put too much in the night, at a certain age, you be careful whether you are going to this kind of
Maybe prostate.
Are you getting me now? But I let them know that to me, when that time I said, there's no how you will take water that you will not discharge. It's impossible. You can't take water without getting discharged. May not be all, but at least you will discharge certain out of your body.
What I always advise is, there are instances when some people on their sick bed, they will not even take water, but if it is wine, they can manage to take. And for us, that our goal is for fluid intake. So we advise that no matter the fluid this person can take, let him take. It will serve the purpose of. But not that if someone can take water, you now prefer to be taking wine. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe we can just have a research, you know. When we have some research, we take some samples from people that are taking water, you know, and people that are taking wine. Then we make our conclusion. But I think Professor Wole Soyinka may be a real gem in terms of that.
So even apart from being by someone's nature or the kind of work he does, he can make that person to just create a kind of lifestyle, like you said, a kind of lifestyle for himself. I think that was what like what Obasanjo also did. Obasanjo take more of roasted yam and palm oil. He eats more of roasted yam. He eats more of roasted yam and palm oil. To visit him, mostly you see roasted yam or roasted plantain with palm oil. Are you getting it? I think in over a period of time, that's the way I just look at it. And like what you said, water is good, but getting the quantity, measuring the quantity per day, may be to be difficult for people. Taking for example, like you said, I take a lot of water, and in the night, I always have
one, I will tell them, take your adequate quantity of water, but when you are getting to certain time in the evening, you restrict water intake. Okay, for instance, you have been taking enough water from the morning, you know yourself that you have drunk enough water. So when you get to, let's say, around 7 p.m., you fulfilled your goal of water therapy. So the water you take, maybe till around 7 p.m., or it's okay. Make sure you urinate very well before you go to bed. Because even when you are drinking this water as much as you can till evening time, and it disturbs you from sleeping while you are going out to urinate all the time, it will also affect your sleep and sleeping pattern. So in that way, and when sleep is being disturbed or affected, before you know, high blood pressure will set in and some other things. So once you take your water till around 7 p.m., you try and limit water intake. Then ensure that at least you urinate very well 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. In this kind of situation, you no go and pee as frequent as you were in the night. Then another thing is, okay, if after all this restriction around this time, you notice that this kind of thing still happens, then it's a thing that you need to go for evaluation. Number one, am I having diabetes? Am I having prostate? If it's a man, then when you are evaluated, then that can be ruled out. And when those things are ruled out, then you know that, okay, it's just the water I was taking that made me to. So that is that, by the way. Have I answered your question?
Very well. Thank you very much.
Why I read about him as well, I think why it's easy for him to be taking only wine without water is the guy lives in a wood.
Yes.
He doesn't live where there's a lot of pollution and kind of things. I think maybe that one really helps. What it is, he lives in the forest, and you know the quality of air in the forest. There won't be any pollution, fresh result, fresh food. Maybe that one really helps you substitute that for the water. Very quality air. Maybe that's why it's easy for him to.
There is possibility that at least one of the children would want to, yeah. No, there is no, this is not about Bible.
We're not.
Issue. Some of these ailments, are they really hereditary? Hereditary. Is there the possibility of it occurring or reoccurring in the family line? Then what are the steps to adapt, or take to avert such? That's what I want you to do. Like
Cause of death among men, most especially in Africa and some parts of Asia and North America. So there are approaches to this kind of thing. For instance, a man came to me, that was almost a month ago. He said he has been having back pain, and he has been going to, a very popular hospital in this Akure, which I will not mention the name. So they have been giving painkiller, to suppress the pain. So after the painkillers must have, waned and all those things, the pain comes back again. But this man now decided himself that he wants to go and do MRI. So he now went to Harvard, did the MRI. Lo and behold, the prostate has spread to the back and everywhere. That's why he was having the pain. At the time, he was not even able to walk pass. But I'm now asking, do you have any of the symptoms of prostate? I asked him, one, do you pee frequently? He said no. Is there a time that when you urinate, after urinating, within a little time, you feel as if there's still urine there? He said no. Is there a time that when you wanted to urinate, you find it difficult for the urine to come out? He said no. Is there a time that your urine is splitting? He said no. So this kind of person now, the prostate healed itself before, you know. However, the PSA he did was 140.
Hi.
Which is on the, in fact, and the range of PSA is supposed to be between 0 to 4. And his own is like 140. So, and once PSA is even around 80-100, just know that it has metastasized. It has spread already. So, what can be the preventive mechanism of this? Either you have the symptoms or not. Once you are 40, at least every year, do your PSA. Then, once you are getting to 50, every 6 months, do your PSA. So, when the PSA is high, then is a warning sign. Then, when you now notice that this thing is high, then you take some steps. And what are the steps that you have to take? Then you approach doctors. We do prostate biopsy. After doing the prostate biopsy, we can go for prostatectomy if it's benign. Then if it is a prostate cancer, then we do the necessary thing. But if it has spread, just know that even if we do the necessary thing, it's just for palliative.
In my own experience,
So maybe with our efforts, the person can still stay for the next 2 years.
and funny enough is he could walk.
My father is 96. We went to do the test, and thank God it was not cancerous. But he was wearing catheter, or he doesn't feel like putting him on. But the doctor was like, he uses that one for some time, that he's going to remove it, you know, that
And he's on medication.
is on medication.
At 96.
Yeah. So he still walk. He comes to my house. He goes out. Like, one thing I want to know that how long can that medication keep in?
Is this still performing? Is this still having regular?
Benign type. If it's a benign type, of course, Baba is of age. We can't subject Baba to prostatectomy. But with the medication, if Baba takes his medication every day for life, then Baba will be living. He will die. But it will not really cure it. Prostatectomy will have been the best. But for his age, that cannot be done. Then the alternative is for him to be taking that medication.
Is there anything they can
To remove the catheter.
No. For people like our age, like this, to do so that that thing can be reduced.
Is this screening, regular screening, which is the PSA.
Because some people were like, they should be having sex.
That's exactly what I want to ask. That's exactly what I want to ask you, doctor. I want to ask you about this prostate enlargement and the sex life.
Well, in the past, it was said that having a good sexual life will prevent it, or let me say reduce
Yes,
the
I want
risk.
to know how true it is.
And when they gather some reverend fathers. When they gathered some reverend fathers and did the, the research and everything, they still had the prostate. So that one rules it out. But in a way, sex can still help.
So come and fire Lord.
So we even avoid to going to the office to sign code. We want to sign cost card. Is that bad? If we go fake bad money, we say marry. Only married gonna like it. But sir, even though he was very active sexually, he still had this prostate cancer, and it's just this cancer that killed him.
So you can now attest to my statement.
Because I'm men now, because they say, but
in the past, the research on Reverend Fathers and all those, they discovered that it didn't help much.
It's helped much.
They said it didn't help much.
But they should confirm that the Reverend Father is the Reverend
Yes,
Father.
the
That's another one.
No Reverend Father that I know. And your friends.
Don't talk,
No, as in most Reverend Father, most that I know. It's not that they.
That's just the best thing. At 40, every year, do your PSC. As from 50, every 6 months. As from 60, every 3 months.
Then doctor, I have very private
New one.
new ones. They will leave the old ones, and those old ones then, they are always taking care of their children. Well, sister, not being money. But somebody said if a woman does not have sex regularly, that they can have cancer. Is it true? Because for me, if a woman does not have sex regularly, for me, it makes the woman healthy.
If you
It makes the woman healthy.
The healthy
It's not a
life.
disease.
The healthy life.
Yes. Does it have effects?
The healthy life.
I support the motion.
What if the man does not have access to a man? What can
That's
she do?
another thing.
Well, in that situation, I think the woman need to know what is good for her, either to remarry or to have a partner. Over 50 something can remarry.
People 60 are
I'm just saying what is good, but in the absence of what is good, other things can still go on.
But it's not that that's anything. Maybe the woman can die or can.
No.
And does not affect.
It doesn't affect, but it improves. Let me say it improves.
Doctors, I think 2 or 3 things affect at times some of what you are saying.
Take into moderation. Because I know some doctors that smoke and that drink, that even womanize.
But have you been able to actually wash out their health status at one point?
I don't know. But one thing I know that
Most of these people, they just concluded
even some women they take alcoholic.
bad.
Is it outrightly
Yes.
or into moderation?
It's outrightly bad. Smoking.
No, I'm not talking
Smoking
and
even
taking
alcohol. It's outrightly bad.
outrightly.
Outrightly.
Are you talking in a religious way or in medical
I'm not
medical
talking
way?
on the religious way.
No, not religion. I'm talking about religion. Take like this.
So I'm talking about religion.
People like in the polar region. People like in the polar region, like people in both in the northern part of the Europe, on the principle of the weather, where that this allows them to drink alcohol. Or you're talking about the generality.
There is no those that are taking it, it's just a choice. Just a choice. And that is where the lifestyle comes in. To intelligently choose your mode of lifestyle.
Doctor, you know
to say something.
Outrightly, it is
outrightly.
Yes.
I think Lapoli want to say something.
Sorry, just for that though. The first time they examine you or the first thing they tell you, avoid alcohol, avoid smoking. But most of them, why is it not possible for them to avoid those things?
It's a lifestyle.
Okay, so my question now is, that means with lifestyle and that means if they don't smoke or drink, because of their lifestyle, are they going to even die younger by not smoking or drinking? Because if they cannot avoid those things, that means something will be wrong with them if they don't take those things. Are they going to run into depression?
For someone that has been smoking,
Yeah.
or maybe taking, and when someone is addicted to someone, if the person now stops suddenly, we call it withdrawal syndrome. So all cascades of reactions, negativities will start happening. So the best for someone that has not started, abstain completely. Then for someone that has started, there is a way we encourage them to reduce it, not to stop it completely, but just reduce gradually. We'll be monitoring and be doing follow-up visits before the person will now stop finally. But alcohol, smoking, in fact, that smoking, it has some carcinogenic agent, or what's it called, inside. So that carcinogens has every tendency of causing cancer in any part of the vital organs of the body.
I'm sorry, doctor, let me just come. It's going to be like in the olden days, though. My mom's dad, he died at the age of 107. This man smoked tobacco for years. He grew the plant himself in the farm. He dried it. He only used pipe. So he will create pipe. He will grind it on it. If he take it, when you see the smoke that's coming from his mouth, this man died at 107. And you know this, not even this refined wine we're drinking now. Proper gogoro. When you can put light on them, you know, they drink it, and those guys live longer.
But let me tell you
They
something.
live longer.
Let me tell you something. It is true. You said what you are. But those people in the olden days, the kind of raw food they eat, we don't have access to them now. So those raw food is enough to even help their lives. But now we don't have access to those kind of things.
Probably maybe your grandfather got it like 150 if he was not taking that.
Maybe, never know. Maybe. That's 107.
Who cut life?
The man never sick.
Who cut life?
He just slept and just. Not like he died.
Now this man will get to the garden and get raw vegetable.
Yeah, that's true.
We get to the and get
Even
you know
bush meat,
fresh
the
fish.
fresh ones.
Yes.
Everything, yeah.
So at least those things count.
That's what is neutralizing all those tobacco.
Okay, just like someone is having one good thing, then the other bad thing, maybe 30%, the other 70%. You know, there's a way.
But all this, I said, I heard that when you take it moderately, it's good for the health. Is it true?
Well, moderately, as you are getting, you know, this thing you have said now, it has a high level of addiction. Nobody will want to start having the mind of moderation will end up taking it moderate. So addiction will set in, and when addiction sets in, there will be an abuse. Okay, for instance, there are some ailments, though rare ailments, that you prescribe marijuana. Yes. Yes. So there are ailments like that you prescribe, but that is to the extreme. So then, even if you have the mindset of moderation, you will definitely go to addiction. And when addiction comes, anything comes.
Doctor, there was a time they gave me tramadol. I don't know that it's even tramadol that they gave to me. But immediately I took the tramadol. I don't know it's tramadol, the capsule, green in color. Oh, I slept like a newborn baby. But immediately I woke up, I feel the pains again. I took the thing, I slept. Then I was relieved with the pains. So one of my friends now came to ask of me, and I told her that, to the doctor here for me. Won't relieve me, man. Go and bring it, let me see. Then I say, tramadol no fun eh. Igbo no la re se ya. For me, I don't know.
It's refined.
Automatically, I'm on drug. Directly or indirectly.
But it's for a short while.
So I use for like 3 days, oh.
It's for a short while. It's either 3 or 5.
So assuming that I not go to the hospital, they will see they will see the thing in my bloodstream. Because I have a son that's in medical school. So one day we went out during festive period. I want to know. I just want to know him. And I said that, yeah, Joshua, we have a sign off. Young Bosch sign off. And I said, well, mommy, a shake. He must sign off. Can you school? Call line while I see lab. Colory alcoholic in the bloodstream. One medical students. And I asked him that percentage when you want for him, it was in final year then. Percentage you want for him when we are not that when they are in part 100 level rather to 300 level is 0%. In order to that when they are in part 4, 5 and 6, it should not be more than 5%. And you are telling us now that it should be 0%.
Before, it was said that small percentage of alcohol was good. That theory went far till around 2015, 2016. But just read from 2020 downwards, you will see that there's no percentage of alcohol that is good. Then, the issue of smoking or tramadol. Okay, for instance, if a patient comes to me, when you want to give painkillers, we follow ladder.
Yes.
We don't just give. Okay, maybe this person, I gave paracetamol, it didn't work. I may step up to NSAID. I may give diclofenac, it didn't work. I will step up. I may go to tramadol. So if it didn't work, I go to higher. So we follow ladder. So I will give you this. If it doesn't work for you, I step up. If it doesn't work, I step up. So the taking of tramadol or Igbo we are talking about is for a long period of time. It's not just for this short time where cafe treatment and for you to be fine. No. Those people that are on it, they take it morning, afternoon, evening. They are there.
They abuse it.
Yes. So in fact, see, if I'm to prescribe tramadol, if I don't write your name and and still sign, they won't sell because it's an abuse drug.
Like I remember this sister, there was a time he said of my sister. The same thing when I gave my sister used it. He said it was running mad. He said it was running mad. It was later they told him it was tramadol. And some take it and sleep.
See, that is the more reason.
Yes, so I stopped it.
There's a type of sleeping drug that will give to you.
Good.
Man, there's a type of sleeping drug that will let you down. I will ask. Have you taken Lexotan before? Have you, I'll ask questions before giving medication.
Okay, like me now. It's like I question to my body that when I sleep, anytime I sleep, if it's 6 o'clock, by 1 or 12, I'll wake up. And
6 o'clock,
even in the evening. And I'll sleep. But when it's 1, between 1 and 12, I'll wake up and I will not be able to sleep. It's maybe around 6, I'll feel and I'll be ready to get ready for runs and yeah. And this thing has been part and parcel of me. What can I do to that?
Certain hormone.
Okay.
And for you, maybe you are used to certain things you were doing before. And you have been on this thing for a long time. So the sleeping hormones has regulated your brain to that. So, and that thing has been there. So if you have to change it, then maybe you can just use.
Does it have any effect?
As far as you can still sleep, your total number of sleeping hours, you can still sleep like 7 hours. You'll be okay. Just calculate it. Either afternoon, evening, if you can combine everything together, 6 to 7 hours. Though 7 hours, but you know, since we are active, going up and down, if you can get 6 hours, fine.
Okay.
Altogether.
My last question. Okay. This night. Each time I use the Prefenac, I feel relieved. But it got to a point. It stopped working for me. So I went to the hospital. They started to give me a scan, which I did. Like I was told I had to do stone. Then, so I told the friend, he said, Mama, me that down. Oh my fly. I started drinking water like. In fact, from my house to my office, my dad was my body crazy. Oh, serious, you know. I went for scan. They said the stone was still there. They started to. There's a leaf. They started to hold. I tried many things. The pain to come back. Then 2 months ago, the pain became. That's why I tell your boss is my personal social. He said I should come and remove the stone, but I was scared. But I've done many surgeries. So I said, I've done water. He said there's a level of stone.
What? Yes.
That's what the water. And this one. So now say if I don't call for the stone, I should not call him again if I have issues. So last time I had issue, it was serious. I was rushed. I called him, said, Emma, he didn't even ask me anything, just took me to the detail. Straight. I'm talking about April this year.
And after removal, you are fine.
Since then, I had no pain. But he said something. He said, because, that's what I'm going to say, because you remove a stone, does not mean that that's what I want to develop. Not from the brain.
It's your lifestyle.
Drink water.
It's your lifestyle. Drink water. Don't use Coke, soft drink, as substitute for water. So drink enough water. Don't keep urine. When your bladder is filled, go and urinate. So I mean, you take those precautions. The chances of reoccurring will be drastically reduced. And that stone you had before might still be due to your lifestyle. Because some people, instead of taking water, they prefer to take Coke, you know, all these juice and all those things. So those are the things. Of course, you can be free forever. Just go through the normal precautions. It may not happen forever.
Sex has nothing to do with kidney stone.
Pastor.
I move on. So, what you are going to do it to. Maybe you do 15 minutes in the morning. When you come back in the evening, you do your 15 minutes, but at least 30 minutes, at least for 5 days in a week. At least 150 minutes in a week.
But I want to just read. You know, at first, if you want to take over the except one, put on sport game. Nationally, you just say, okay, let me trek from here to police headquarters. people see you trekking. Naturally. Before you get so, you say, yeah, I don't know where it's going with this money. And in the process, in the process of saying, okay, let me trek for at least 15 minutes in a day. I just said, okay, let me trek from here to the second. People will, before you get to, they will tell you another thing. Or even for trekking from here to First Bank or Central Bank. People will look at you as if you don't want to spend money. Like, is it the cab money you can't afford to do it? Now, I don't like, recently, I think sometimes I always prefer to walk barefooted than to. I don't wear slippers. He got to say, "Daddy, because since I'm living with Kenya." He said, "Look at it now, you mistake the bed sheet." I said, "Is it the bed sheet that is matter to you or my personal health?" Walking barefooted, we always add the foot. Can you see part of them? You are getting me, sir. What can you see?
I'm sorry, Pastor. Oh, sorry, sir. About this health issue, I think it's very common in Nigeria. They don't do exercise in this country at all. I've seen a lot. Even those people that maybe CEO, those senators, you can see them when they put out their banner, they do everything for them. They just sit at the back of the car, driver have to move them, they have to carry their suitcase. It makes them where I came from, right? My CEO is the three people that own my company. 2 Americans and the other guy is a British citizen. Down there, if I talk multi-million company in dollars. This guy, name the car, he got his company. When this guy is coming to work, always be on a bike. I'm sorry, no, but cycle, keke. Very, very rich man. The guy is over 60. You see him, you think like he's 40 something. Me, I'm over 50. A lot of them even think they think like 30 something.
Fine boy.
Because my building is up to 6th level. I don't enter lift. I don't use the lift. We have like 6 lifts, 3 on the other side. Whenever I go to work, and I can run that staircase like 10 times a day. Not running, up and down. My office is level 5, the corporate is level 6. I use staircase, and after that, I gym like 3 times a week. Every 3 times a week. Which I go like 2 hours. And I've got my phone, I've got at least 6,000 steps a day on my phone. But I realize in Nigeria, a lot of things they do for them. That's what made them really, if you ask them to just run like 5 minutes, then they'll be pants as they want to collapse.
I did that this morning. I can't stand up with it.
That's the issue. We are not actually exercising. But if you want to start exercise, you have to choose the one that works for you. And when you also start that one that works for you, when you are getting to your limits, at least you stop. Then the next day, that limit you got to today, you will exceed it tomorrow. So just like that, the body will be developing itself, and as it goes on like that, your heart, every part of the vital organs will keep developing, and the chances of coming down will be very low.
Doctor, are you telling us that the 30 minutes exercise per day can be shared, can be divided into 15 minutes?
I'm saying at least 30 minutes. But in a situation you cannot go at a stress, you can divide it. But make sure.
But my doctor told me that the kind of exercise that I engage myself in has been part of me, because I told him that I work a lot. I know I work a lot.
Walking is different from
and
exercise.
My weight remained the same. Although we are like this in our house, in our family village. So I now asked my doctor that upon what I've been doing every day, the kind of work I'm a teacher. I teach mathematics. So, and where I work from my staff room is a little bit far. So I go, then if I have another nurse, instead of me to stay there, I come back to my staff room. In another 40 minutes, I go again. Instead of me to remain in a place. So I now told my doctor that I don't know. He now said that the kind of exercise that I'm doing, or the kind that has been part of me, that is not exercise again.
Yes. Exercise is intentional. Exercise is regular and constant. It's deliberate. And you have a target. This I'm doing for muscle building, for healthy heart and all those things. So you will be deliberate at a particular, for instance, if you are fixed, let's say 7 a.m. every day, I'll be going out for brisk walk, for running, for, whatever. So you will be steady and constant.
That's exactly how I am. If I woke up 5 o'clock, I will not sit until I leave house.
But that is not exercise.
That's not
That's not
Because I will
exercise.
keep on moving from one place to another.
That's not exercise. That's not exercise.
Like me. Growing up, like
When I was after giving birth, I tried to fix him to do exercise again. It doesn't work for me again. It doesn't work for me. The worst thing is that my husband said, stop doing it, you look like a male. So I have to stop. But now, but now, I feel pains like the exercise I used to do then. Trying to do it now is difficult.
But there are different types of exercise.
Like going from my place, my home, to my place of work, I trek at least for 15 minutes in the morning going and coming back 15 minutes. Is that okay for me?
Okay, doctor, we are here now. Our age limit or range 50 to 53.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. 50 to 53 as we are here now.
69 is
Okay, then we have someone that is 30 years old here. Doctor, I want to ask you a question. At this our age now, is sex part of exercise for us? Doctor, yes. Majority of us are not menstruating again.
I know.
So is that sexy be part of exercise for us?
Is what sex?
Never. No.
Exactly. Exactly.
Sex is part of health influencers.
Yes.
There's a way it keeps you on the target of what's it called? Good health, healthy living. Because when you have sex, there is a hormone that is being released from the brain. We call it endorphin. That hormone, that hormone goes a long way in rejuvenating the body. So it's an essential part of life. I was with some aged person, not right. Baba is 70, the mama is 68. I told them sexual life is still very important.
70, 60.
Yes. I told them sexual life is still very important. Yes. It's part of
Doctor, are you
Yeah, 68.
another woman, like 70. The husband is over 70. And they have to drain some fluid out of the woman's tummy. The woman was on the bed. The Baba was at the back. After we drained that thing, and I called the doctor. And I said, Doctor Dike, why is it like this? Let Baba go on so that at least one of the children can stay with Mama. He said that Baba will not. And they've been like that. But I don't think the woman can really enjoy that such. I don't think so.
enjoyment may be reduced, but not 0. And
Doctor, sorry to cut you. You see, sex is a thing of mind. At whatever age you are, is your mind. If you say you don't want it, you won't enjoy it.
yes.
System.
And that's why, yes, that's why pain is like being inflicted. That's just.
Coach, you kissed it.
Yes. There's a divorce case I did, and that was one of the issues. The wife says that it's like the husband forces her when she's not involved. So the truth of the issue of sex and menopause or menstrual is about the mind. That's point one. Secondly, is the level of relationship between the party.
Yes.
If the relationship is so cordial from the point they got married, it will continue. Because they're used to each other. But what you've not done or what you don't usually do, if you now want to start it, it becomes difficult. It becomes difficult. So I will employ our girls here, because we are primary school, to open up.
Yes.
Open up. And then make sure that
Demonstration, what is open
open up and make sure that they're in the mood. You see, the truth of the matter is this. At the sight of a man to a woman, he arouses. Nobody to fail. But a woman must be dressed before she enters that room. So you must let your partner know what what moves you. Because men is direct, women are indirect. So please open up.
Yes.
Open up.
Yes.
Open up.
Yes. I have a question.
I think so.
I want to start from where you stop. Open up. What I want to say it in another way. Men are moved by what they see.
Yes.
Women are moved by what they hear. That is why he said, once a man sees a woman, naturally you arouse. You understand?
What you like, you just discover.
I agree with you.
Exactly.
But this is how I want to frame my question. Where we may be joking, but truths are coming out from there. We are no longer the guys we used to be 40 years ago. And because the body physiology is changing, our desires are changing, we believe some things are no longer important. No. This, my question is in this form. When we were younger, we couldn't afford what we wanted. Now that some of us are a bit comfortable, not that we are rich, from the definition of the health, a bit. Now the doctors will advise, you cannot eat this, you cannot eat this, you cannot do that. Kill it. You understand my point? Now my wife is also a physician. She'll tell me don't drink milk. Milk is for babies that are still growing bones. Milk no for big. If I want to drink a more Milo, I need to have Milo. Lifting a lot of no sugar, no milk, no nothing. So I know from this part of the world that we belong to, at least some of us who have been privileged to be to other parts, we know that they've got a very good balanced diet. When you see them eating lettuce, cabbage and all, you think here you think cabbage you wouldn't. But that will actually encourage them and prolong their lifestyle. If you were coming this morning and you had come with your stethoscope, you come with your speed and perhaps the glucometer,
than 70% of people here are nursing one doctor. Either you have high blood pressure, moderate, mild, or whatever. You have unbalanced sugar level, and the pulse rate maybe is high and all that. How do we find the middle points? That's the question. Because right now, you are talking of exercise. It's not everybody that really have time for exercise. No. Wait.
When you go to gym, you can do walking.
I have all that. I have gym, I have treadmill. I have all those things. I'm a lecturer, guy. I sleep around 2, 3 a.m. I have to get to class by 8. I'm never by 8.
No, it's not a matter of.
Wait. You are not the doctor I'm talking to. You calm down. I told you I have a physician at home. But we're not going to solve. But the reality is that, though of course I'm at the peak now, 10 years as a professor, so obviously, you go living mortal and it's telling them you have to publish or you perish. You have to teach, you have to mark, you have to do, and then a good generation that migrated away from the university system. So I'm going to work as I'm talking to you now. I think I told you those now, I go work on Saturdays and Sundays. You understand my point? At what point do we now say this is the middle point? We are not permitted to drink milk. You can afford egg, they will tell you too much of it increases your fatty liver and cholesterol and what have you. Now, I'm going to control I don't think I'm going to and things like that. Now, if you want to even go to be eating fruits and vegetables, they are expensive. Expensive. Number 2, my own brand of engineering, I'm an engineer, it's environmental engineering. And I know quite well that the kind of water, quality of water they use in producing those things in Nigeria actually increases rate of internal diseases, kidney, liver, and all that. I've seen them when I was in Malaysia, that beans were floating because they were genetically modified. You understand my point, Doc? Now we come here, somebody will just take water from mines, they will be lush green and all that. Go to the market, everybody matter. But there are some things inside the vegetable to accumulate iron contents. And when you begin to store that into your body, it affects your kidney, it affects your liver, it affects your lungs. What is the way forward? And we have to eat.
The way forward. For instance, you talk of milk. It is true, as from 40 years, if you want to take milk, you cannot even take liquid milk again. Then if you want to take oily milk, yes. So you go for skimmed milk. Then you also talk of the vegetables being loaded with
fruits and all that, yeah.
So there's nothing wrong if you have a small garden in your compound. So you get it raw in that. And there are still these marketers that still sell raw vegetables. So these are ways to go about these things.
You know they don't allow importation of some of those vegetables and fruits of countries because you don't know the source of water with which they are produced. I know the only certain, and some of us have done the experimental analysis and know that some of these are not safe, really for consumption. But you can't raise the alarm. If you are driving from here to Ondo town, there is a place where they have rest park. Just below the place, just about 20, 30 meters away from there, you see Green hostel estate. That the water from the bodies of the dead people are the ones guys are sinking borehole to take. But they are not in government, you tell them. We are being realistic here. Because I know the consequence. And tuberculosis is bad. You and I know tuberculosis does not die. Even in the strands of the air, Oshima will survive. And somebody wants to say tuberculosis on lọ kọ́lé síbẹ̀ on lọ gbẹ́ bọ́ọ̀hù kìíní síbẹ̀ wọ́n fà sókè. Tí omi bá ti dújò bá ti ń rọ̀, naturally it flow from the area of higher concentration to lower. So by gravity, action is bọ́ọ̀hù. and we say that's the purest form of water that we are drinking. We don't know. People don't know. I'm telling you this truth.
That is why both individual and community approach. So if you are talking from your own side, let's say to the extent I can go, okay, these are I can just be so conscious and to be healthy. Then the community has to also do its own part.
You don't know. Even though you have just related with just a what, 3 coaches now, but you stop with all full that socket it will be 10 feet. See, 220 feet. Though the profile, some profile we feel.
What you have just explained to us is the actual reality in the world. You have just mentioned about one aspect of it. But there's so many things, air pollution, things that are not. So I want to say that our doctor has explained the general conclusion of this, that we should make sure that we take care of our health. You cannot predict what your body will react to when you eat. Like my late father, now he said at 40 you should not be taking milk. My father died at the age of 90. She really put any bag powdered milk, and when he died, he had his dinner. But the rice at the hopefully after a while, he walked into his bedroom and slept. That was it. Meanwhile, red wine don't to man jibula over waste. So, but he doesn't joke with his health. We go for this checkup, we go for this. So I think the bottom line is that we should make sure that we take care of our health. 6 months is not too long to go and check it. And that would have allowed you to keep some money aside in case.
Yes, it's very cheap.
Exactly. So please, thank you. So please, our doctor, if you continue to talk about health, I will believe you will be told you are poor. 10
to 14 hours.
19 hours.
10 to 14 hours.
But this Gen Z, they come with the net. They don't sleep.
After I normally listen to the network news, so after listening to the news, I came up with my computer and started working. My wife told me about to 10 that she was going to bed. I joined her. But I discovered that I was so engrossed that she woke up at 5 a.m. to dress for work, and I was still resisting. So when she came out, she was like, what she want me? I'm only kilo here, lost now. Oh no, what time? Exactly. I got to court 9 o'clock. Oh no, more on that. And I don't like say, who is that? She understand. I'm trying to say that at this age now we need to manage our sleep well. I'm out where you still have that young time, Kalati journey, if I wake up, if I sleep 4 o'clock, I wake up 6 o'clock and I'll still be very active. But we should stop forcing our body to do what it wants to do or sleep. Another one.
I just try to highlight some of the common ailment diseases around us, and how can we know about all these with the danger signs and all. Okay, for instance, for women, something like breast cancer, cervical cancer, endometrial cancer, and even colonic cancer. So how are we going to, for someone, a woman that has been having lump, you are feeling lump in your breast, 1 month, 2 months, and you continue to wash or possible to disappear. Before you know, it will spread. And when you now get to the hospital, it will be late. Because no matter the approach and everything done, it's already metastasized. So someone should be doing it as a routine thing. When you get to the bathroom, or anyhow you want to do it, at least 3 times in a week, try and press your breast. And there's a format. You press it here, you press it here, you press it here, you press it here, and you press it here. So if there is any lump, you note it on time.
Let's start pressing.
Yes. No, yes, we have to practicalize what the doctor is saying.
No,
Can-
Press from your side.
How to...
This side.
Because at the same time, like,
Now, I get me now. You see, at this their age, they are running away from sex.
How old are you?
Now, you will ask a simple question, like I was discussing, jokingly we were discussing yesterday. If at this age you are running away from sex, then you are now saying your man is looking at somebody who is under 30. You can get me now. I think it is the high time that, like some of them, because some of them at a certain age of a woman, woman can be a jolly sorry. When the man will tell you that I'm still a young boy, a woman says, I don't know what in that people think here. They don't know to a man. Sex is food.
and they don't want us to go out.
It's not just for a man, for man and woman.
That's what I'm saying. Now, there was a day when my wife was at the don't buy the child, go to the apartment, you are getting it now. Yes. I always have them issue of men and women. I feel like it's sexy. One is maybe another in-law problem. It's AIDS, he says, but they won't tell that it's sex. But they will go to the one for see a go, one I don't know. I don't know the say, apparently, you know the bath me well. You know the bath me well. So you know the next, like I said, to the women, whether you would try and give them some medical advice, that they should not see sex at their age and say, we are old. Let them know
I
that
think
we
that
are
was
old.
the reason why our fathers
Mindful
married
forward.
more women, especially the ones here,
If you are very
especially the ones that are here. You people, we are class, we are classmates. Barale for going. There, but Barale are buying
Yes.
Sexual life is very good.
Thank you.
And when a man is actually up with his game, this breast massaging of a thing, the man will also do it himself. And feel it. I know some patients that will tell me that, so it's a good thing. Then another thing is cervical cancer. Someone that has cells and blood is coming out. Not just think it's ordinary. You need to go for pap smear and all those things. So then another one is maybe endometrial C. That's the cancer of the womb. So someone has been feeling heaviness, a woman feeling heaviness in the tummy, and yet for years you are keeping it there. You go to the hospital, they will do scans and all those things. So then for colonic cancer, someone that has been losing weight, passing too frequently, mucus too, at times blood, you need to go for evaluation. You need to go for evaluation because that could be the golden chance, or let me say the golden hour to really catch it before it spread. So those are things. Check for medical health.
Thank you.
But not having sex is not the cause of prostate enlargement.
Yeah.
But good sex.
Well, productivity òṣìwò lágbo mélòó. Lórí pọ́n ti sọ fẹ́ pé kẹ́ lọ máa spread this out. You know, very, very grateful. We appreciate your coming. Your immense knowledge has really, really educated us. Please, a round of applause for her. We, at this point in time, appreciate you. On behalf of our class 86 of Ijapo State Primary School, I would like to implore our president to appreciate you, sir. A round of applause.
All what you've said, honestly, we really, really gain a lot from it. At least you really advise us on what to do about health. At least a lot of things we don't know before. I mean, we learn a lot of things from you now. People think that we knew the wrong way. I mean, you try to enlighten us and really appreciate it. And thanks everybody for being here. And on behalf of our mate 86 said, we send this to you, sir, for coming. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I would like to invite another doctor, academic, and if you want to.
Thank you so much for the opportunity granted and the grace of me to present this paper. We've come a long way in 40 years. It's never a joke. Some of us have fallen by the roadside, but thank God for those of us that are still standing. And I believe by the grace of God, no one will follow us in Jesus' name. Well, I want to speak on what I call childhood friendship, a panacea for development and advancement. A comparative analysis of sustained relationship over 40 years, being the text of a paper to be delivered by Dr. Akure DSOL, ADSOL, UNILAG, DFCIS, for the commemoration of 40 years of friendship for the class of 1986 Ijapo State Primary School, Akure, Benue, Ojeja Park, Akure. Yes, abstract. Childhood friendship plays a foundational role in shaping personality, values, and long-term social development. This paper examines the significance of friendship formed in early life and analyzes their enduring impact over a 40-year period. It further explores how maintaining such relationships contribute to emotional stability, social capital, professional advancement, and societal cohesion. A comparative lens is used to evaluate individuals who sustain childhood friendship versus those who do not, highlighting the long-term developmental advantages. Introduction. Friendship is one of the earliest social bonds formed outside the family unit. Childhood friendship, in particular, are unique because they are built on innocence. Trust, shared experiences, and mutual growth. Over time, relationship can either fade due to life transitions or endure through deliberate effort and emotional investment. This paper argues that childhood friendship is not merely a social luxury, but a panacea for holistic development and advancement, especially when maintained over decades. We have been able to maintain our friendships over the years. Some of us are close, some of our relations are passive, some are closely related. Conceptual framework. Definition of childhood friendship. Childhood friendship refers to social bonds formed during early development years, typically between age 5 to 15, characterized by shared play, schooling, and formative experiences. Development and advancement. Development, emotional, psychological, and social growth. Advancement. Progress in career, economic status, and societal influence. Historical perspective, 40 years ago versus now. Relationships were largely physical and community based. Communication was face to face or through letters. I want you to be my future partner. I love you so much. I love the way you shake body and do all these Yama things we used to see in those days with my co-pilot in criminality. Stronger sense of loyalty and long-term bonding. Limited distractions, no social media. Shared struggles often created deep emotional ties. Childhood friendship today, influenced by technology and social media, easier to connect but harder to sustain depth. Increased mobility and globalization weaken community, broader network, but often shallow relationship. Let me quickly talk on that before I move forward. Now, we are just like maybe 20 or thereabouts, and by my calculation, we are close to 80. So when you look at this technology and social media, as I'm talking now, some people are seeing us in US. They are seeing what we are actually doing, and they believe that whatever marry. So this thing has really weakened the bonds. Role of childhood friendship in development, emotional development, builds empathy, trust, and conflict resolution skills. If there is issue between us, something of that nature. So that childhood friendship in development and emotional development just keep us going. So provides emotional support during formative years, create a sense of belonging and identity. When Bode called me, only some of our guys come here form group when I now saw the idiot, look at this idiot for God's sake. This lady, Alepo, don't be ballet, those days when we are growing. I will do that. Meanwhile, I was shouting at them because people Molori etic besho. Money so say you want me. Say you understand what they say. So it gives us a very good sense of bonding. For example, Benga said he traveled in 2002. And for years, we didn't see each other. The very moment Timori, we were able to reflect over our past. But me, I don't forget things. So things like this is a form of bonding, which I think is for our developmental advancement.
Also the time when we have to jump through the window to a...
Well, I don't know. When we're looking for a woman or whatever, well, I know. I'm going to feed biscuit in Gobri, well, I look I see. Social development enhances communication and interpersonal skills, encourage teamwork and cooperation, develop social confidence and adaptability, cognitive and behavioral growth. Peer influence shapes attitude and decision making, encourage learning through shared experiences, promote discipline and social norms. Maintaining childhood friendship over 40 years. Sustaining friendship over 4 decades required intentional communication. Tí o bá pè é pè náà, o mọ nǹkan tó ń go through now. Ẹnì kan fún 10,000 naira ló kéré, bàbá ńlá iṣẹ́ owó sí lọ́wọ́ ni. O mọ nǹkan tó ń là kọjá ni. Ṣé you understand? Ẹni tó wà ní òtútù tó ṣiṣẹ́ tó fún 20,000 ló kéré. O ṣiṣẹ́ sí lápò ni. Ọmọ yìí àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ tí ò gbé kọ́ọ̀lù ẹ̀ ń kọ́. Kí ló fẹ́ sọ pa? I don't reason that way. Intentional communication, mutual respect and tolerance. Sometimes we need to respect boundaries. Ẹlòmíì lè máa ṣe nǹkan bó lè jẹ́ ìwà ẹ̀ ni. Ó lè má tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn. You must respect that and you must tolerate each other. We are from different kinds of backgrounds. So you come here and tell me, so to bash you just don't mind. Adaptability to life changes, marriage, career, relocation. Lana, Okokemi sọ pé gbọ́dọ̀ report for duty. Wọ́n fi aláyà ẹ̀dá kó má débẹ̀. So, ó yá agbéra lọ. Later, ó padà join yín. Then forgiveness and emotional maturity. Ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe ní 10 years ago. idiotic failure olóògbé sọ́kàn òun kò ti gbàgbé kò mọ̀ kó ń ṣe ẹ́. síbẹ̀ mo ní ẹ wá I am not respecting you but the seat which you occupy that is what I am respecting. One day I fẹ́ ṣe meeting mo wá bá òun lórí seat I was telling you mi ò ṣe dáadáa sí I didn't act well but later ìgbà tí wọ́n máa sọ pride destroys people ìrì ẹ lè wà lọ́wọ́ lágbájá tó bá ṣe báyìí igbó mo kó dànù because it will not allow you to get to where God has designed for you in life. So strong emotional support system increase loneliness and mental health challenges. Yes, I used to tell one man of our the other, how am I going to depression? But over here, your basoro, most especially to any similar issues, they can rub minds. Well, Akure is that's the lesson I want you to learn. Shared history. 1989. Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí 2020. Ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi náà. Ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi. Kò ní meaning. It's just a phase in your life that will bring hope. Ajẹ́kẹ́ni ẹ mọ̀ pé ọ̀la ti lè dá. Things like that. Outcomes of all that. Higher life satisfaction. When you hear all those things, when you can't let that. Better resilience during crisis. So when the artist of when people come by low, she so you got to river barrier at you still in mind. I bet waiting they happen. I've had businesses twice. I told my wife, let me end it all. Because I was so tired. You did 2 jobs that runs about 3 million naira there. Make you get work. But my elder brother came, making over para see, Okokwa shot to share now. Over for me something like this, making back, Kimashi life. And I saw that over time, that thing was now a thing of the past. It has been a thing in my life that I've finished. So better resilience during crisis, stronger sense of identity and continuity. Yes, individuals who do not maintain childhood friendship, weaker long-term emotional bonds, increased reliance on transactional relationships, which is very bad. Limited access to trusted networks. No. Greater susceptibility to isolation. Outcomes. Frequent rebuilding of social circles, less stability in personal relationships, reduced emotional depth in friendships. That's the outcome. Then, childhood friendship as a panacea. The term panacea implies a solution to multiple challenges. Childhood friendships serve these roles in several ways. 1. Mental health stability. Long-term friends act as emotional anchors. Professional advancement. Trusted networks often translate into opportunities. Social cohesion promotes unity across cultural, ethnic, and economic divides. Personal growth. Friends provide honest feedback and lifelong learning. Case reflection. Over a 40-year period, childhood friends often witness each other's life milestones, provide support during critical transitions, become like extended family, contribute to legacy, building, and shared achievement. Such relationships evolve from simple companionship into strategic and emotional partnerships. Challenges in sustaining long-term friendship: geographic relocation, career pressures, family responsibility, misunderstanding and unresolved conflicts, changing values and priorities. Recommendations: to sustain childhood friendship, maintain regular communication, call, visit, reunion, like we are doing, celebrate milestones together, practice forgiveness and understanding, leverage technology positively, establish shared goals or group initiatives. Conclusion: childhood friendship is a powerful tool for lifelong development and advancement. When nurtured and sustained, e.g. for over 40 years, it becomes a pillar of emotional stability, social strength, and professional growth. In a rapidly changing world, such enduring relationships offer continuity,
trust, and a deep sense of belonging. Ultimately, individuals who maintain childhood friendship are better positioned to navigate life complexities with resilience, support, and shared wisdom. Mates, thank you all for listening. And giving me the privilege.
Thank you very much, our doctor.
You don't worry.
Thank you so much.
Precaution to sustain mates, or to encourage the silent people on the platform.
We can reach out to them. For example, if it's a time that is not picking calls, or you send them messages, you can start by sending early morning biblical and Christian messages. One way or the other, it will help them. There was one pastor at a point in time. What endeared me to him was that every month, pastor will always send me biblical whatever for that month. And as a result of this, it brings me endeared to him, and it makes a tremendous change in my life as at that moment. And like I said, you were trying to say something. You need to maintain boundaries. Sometimes some people may not like some things. When you observe that they don't actually like this thing, you stop it. That is one. You stop it. They don't be forceful. Like I learned a lot of things from me. For example, if I'm asking you for something, sometimes silence does not mean you do not keen, or you are not akin to what I'm asking you for. It might be the situation on ground that is not allowing you to do that. For example, I have a list of people asking for assistance from me. What I list is I prioritize. Like I was discussing something with someone this morning. I may have 50,000 at hand. I may not be able to give you that 50,000. I may spread it to 10 people, which will be a multiplier effect. So in one way or the other, you are touching lives. So you should always see that. And the person that you are asking something from too may have his own challenges that he's going through. And that is what life is all about. For example, yesterday I took my car, I was going now. There was one and the car broke down on the wood. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, unfortunately, Wega did not tell me that I'm going to give talk. In any case, that does not stop us from discussing the topic. It's a general topic for everybody. And I know that's why a lot of sports fall into the trap of somebody saying Dangote is doing something, if you invest 10 naira, you get 50 naira. You will see different, everything that centers around all of us is money. Anything you do, whether you are into this profession or to this profession or this and that, everything that matters at the end of the day is the health rate. So if you are a doctor, you are making money you are working to make money. You are working to make money. But at the end of the day, what matters most at the end of the day is how much, no matter what we do, how much can we save? How much can we invest? You have to separate your income. Of course, some of us are monthly income earners, while we have some people that are doing their business. Whichever way, at the end of the day, what matters most at the end of the day is to have a separate money that you are keeping aside the normal money. And of course, we have things like passive income. That means you are not really there, but you have something separate from whatever you are doing that is making money for you. When you talk about passive income, you have investment somewhere, probably in fixed deposits and that. You are not working, you are not the one doing it. And of course, other income are there that probably I have a shop, I'm the one going there every day. I make money, at the end of the day, there's still excess from whatever I do. When you do your income and expenditure, you still make profit out of this one. But no matter the profit you make, you still set aside things. Everybody set aside money, investment, you can use it to build a house. buy land and some other things. Of course, buying land, building houses is more like you are doing those things for the purpose of investment appreciation. You know, maybe after so number of years, my land will appreciated to so price, this and that. I tell people, I tell people that if I come back fresh into paid employment today, what I will start doing as from the first day I get there, within a space of maybe every year or less than that, if I'm earning good money, no matter how much you're earning, not even good money, no matter how much you're earning, that as much as possible, I will have loved to be buying land at least once in a year. That if I start work afresh today, that's what I will do. And of course, the main thing is where like you find it difficult to look at it. How much is land? Can I really afford to buy land around Jaja here or this and that? It's not compulsory to buy land around here. Good enough, you can go to somewhere that is a bit far. You have different prices for land at different stages. But when you buy and don't have the mind of even living in that particular location. But by the time you buy that one, let's say next year you buy another one, let's even say it's 100,000. In the next 20 years, you always think as if life is going to end today. But in the next 20 years, that you look like yesterday, you discover that the prices of those things has gone far above what you think initially. So it's a very good form. I know long time ago, one of my colleagues, he was a driver at that time. We went to one side of Ibadan. He was saying, this area, that time, said, that was like 10 years before that time, that they were telling them that time that they should come and buy land here. It was 40,000 naira. Imagine, I didn't buy. Now, I think at that time, maybe the land was like 800,000 or something like that. And I told him that Mr. Falabi, that same 40,000 that you said you did not have as at that time, that as of today you have 40,000. Go to another, go back once and buy 40,000 land and leave it here. But you know one thing about human beings, we procrastinate a lot. I will do it tomorrow. It's not enough. I don't have time. We always have one reason or the other not to do one thing or the other. But it's now left for us to first of all make a determined mind that this is what I want to do. So aside those things I've said, let's start with people that are doing a daily, 30 days make a pay within us, or at least just for emphasis sake. Definitely, no matter how much you earn, the 30 day sign up, the money seems not to be enough. But notwithstanding, as much as possible, you will never work here for life. So definitely you have to be thinking every day that, what will I do outside this thing? And one of the major decisions that is always very difficult for anybody to make is, what business am I going to do? It's a lot of problem to even think about the business you want to do. The only thing we try to copy every now and then, this person is doing this business, I want to do it too. You can't just go into any business because somebody is doing it. It has to align with your own way of thinking. And I tell people, when you look at, when they say passion and business, there is you look as if you can separate it. But when you start a business, no matter how good the business is, there will always be some challenges. If you don't have passion for that kind of business, you will lose track. Now when you are doing business, and let me give you an example that somebody that is just planting probably flowers, if you have somebody that like flowers, you discover that you have horticultural stuff. Normally you are supposed to sell these flowers. If you get there, if you don't have customer trust in it, you'll be happy sitting in your garden, still looking at your flowers, this and that. But if it's something like you are just doing for the sake of, I want to make money from this thing, you get tired of it, and easily you close up. And I tell you, no matter the business you do, there are always challenges. So if you don't have passion for that thing, you have a poultry farm, you have a fish farm, and you don't really like fish, you don't really like staying around the environment, you cannot really be successful in those businesses. Unless you are just fortunate that there won't be challenges. But when there are challenges, you keep up. So as part of any business that you want to do, I advise people that let there be passion for whatever you want to do. It will keep you going when there are challenges. And I know there are levels of challenges that at the end of the day you just get tired. But when I was very, very young too, when I read different books, read about motivational speakers, you hear things like perseverance, consistency, as in, they give you those kind of words. You have to be fast, discipline. After reading those books, tell us what you are doing, Joe. You continue to tell us you have to be disciplined, perseverance, resistant, don't give up, this and that. But at the end of it, those are the real thing about business. Everybody will start a race. But the main thing, even when you are doing 100-meter race or a kilometer race, this and that, it all depends on how the level of your perseverance and the level of your discipline about something. You may have to forfeit some things for the gain of tomorrow. So as much as possible, if you want to make a tomorrow, you have to sacrifice for today. But many, many things. I know there is one thing going on in social media, what this woman said. I didn't read it, but I just saw the end, but I had different people complaining. The wife of the president saying that you can fry yam, you can fry akara. Well, all well and good. It all depends on how you view and how you. I don't know the content she was speaking, but at the end of the day, if you start today, the funniest thing to even start frying akara or that thing is the capital is very small. On the other hand, the returns on those kind of business is very high. If you go to the farm today and buy corn, by the time you take it to the market, for Ibadan, I know if you want to buy a roasted corn, probably like 300 or 400 or one. But go to the market, go to the farm, buy those things. You discover maybe it's just 25 naira, 30 naira, but of course, shampoo and some other things. But returns on those things, a business of 50,000, and by the time you close business for that day, you have made like 10,000 plus. The only problem with some of those small businesses is, in most cases, your expenditure is higher than the business you are doing. But on a good day, return of that a business that you are doing with 50,000 naira, and now you can make 10,000 naira in a day. That, if you calculate it, that's like over 3,000% in a month. Because 10,000 naira in a day from the 50,000, that would give you like 300,000 in a month, and you use 50,000 to, you are rotating 50,000. You know the kind of gain that you have on that thing. But it is somehow very difficult for people at that level to grow. As I said, your shares that is bought for 36 naira is now 120 naira. That means if you want to sell that shares as of today, in shares of 1 million naira at that time, you are selling for almost 3.5 times of what you bought at that time. So it all depends on what you want to invest. Of course, a lot of people invested in shares sometimes ago and they had issue. So in most cases, if you are not too sure of the stock that you want to invest, that's why some people really put their money in the normal mutual benefit trust account. That you have some professional managing your fund for you. Those ones, they analyze the kind of shares, the kind of companies. Of course, they buy different companies and they invest money in different things that is more professional to know than you just going ahead and investing in social company that I don't really know this company, I'm just putting my money in. So it's better if you are not too sure, put your money in a mutual account that will be investing the money on your behalf. And of course, there is a normal fixed deposit, there is a treasury bill, which a lot of people are doing now. Treasury bill is giving you interest rate of about 15 to 17%, depending. And of course, for treasury bill, the interest is paid upfront. That means if you invest 10 million naira in treasury bill at 16%, your 10 million naira will yield 1.5 million naira immediately. Of course, less the withholding tax of about 10%. But I think it's still very, very profitable that if I don't really know the business I want to do, let me just put my money where I know. At least I'll get a return that is given, is guaranteed. And just investing in something that you cannot really, that you are not certain about getting a return on. why normally you pay tax on your money. Let me assume that you have a salary of 1 million naira. From your 1 million naira, there is a tax, probably like 15% of your money is taken as tax. But let me say, if on a monthly basis you do a voluntary contribution of say 500,000 from your 1 million, let me finish fast off. If you, I'm giving an example, what I'm saying, if you do 500,000 for your 1 million, if the 500,000 is not attracting tax, normally, if the tax is less than 20% for your 1 million naira on a good year and 20%, that means you are collecting 800,000 normally. But if you invest, if you move 500,000 to your voluntary account, then the only thing that you tax is your 500,000 naira. The 500,000 that is moved to your voluntary account is not, it's excluding taxes. Aside the fact that they are more professional in investing your money to get higher returns, you always get, when you are liquidating your money at the end of the day, you get your full money, not that somebody is taxing it again. That's what I said, but it's not compulsory. It might be any more than that one. And then from the tithe now, you can be putting some. So, but my main thing is more like, I'm just telling you the advantage of somebody that has a pension account that's doing a voluntary contribution. That your voluntary contribution does not attract tax, which is very good enough for anybody. There are different forms of investments, and aside that one, I know the best investment that anybody can do is to work for yourself and make money. The returns on your money is higher, but because of the risk sometimes that I did this one, I did this one, you always go for something that no matter what, if I don't do anything, I will always sign something. So that's the essence of having a fixed form of investment. But for us, you can still be doing, you can, and for human being, generally, it pays you to have a different stream of whatever you do. Investment aside, passive investment, normal investment, then probably you are working somewhere, you are still getting money. And you have a small kiosk somewhere that is giving you extra money. So you know that you have a different stream of income. At the end of the day, you cannot be done always. There is always one that will always lift you up at any particular point in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
How do you think it will be able to raise funds to start a business or to put in streams of income on board? How do you think it can generate it? By professional advice, knowing that his average income on monthly basis is 50 to 100,000. Because when you were talking about $1 million. Let's start from our capability, 50 to 100,000 per month. And if it is family, and do some other commitments. That's number one. Number two, that is part of this. By the time you'll be looking at the remaining. Number two, how do you think one could be able to, what are your advice? You think that someone can do from who has a business form? A business form. What do you think? What are your advice that?
How the business for how?
The business form that means as when I say business form, taking for example, bóyá o lè kọjá ẹ̀, o lè kọjá ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ ní shop,
have people around you that are wearing gold. Your vicinity, your environment, that is where you consider first. What do you think I can do here? As, you know, I can get some people to come and patronize me. You understand? When you are starting a business, no matter how little, even if it's 50,000 naira. There was a time I started one fish business with 13,000 naira. I bought the fish, then 600 naira per kg. I smoked it, I spent 9,600 naira for the business, for the arts because I was struck. I sold it, I made 13,000. I went back. I bought 10 kg. When I went back, I bought 30 kg. It was later I realized that even those people that sold for me for 650, I made be a JJC, one time. I bought second one 600 instead of 650. They sold for me for the first time, and I began to do like that. Before you say Jack Robinson, I go for 100, 500 kg. People are coming very demanding from US. How was I done? It's available. I can never tell you that it's not available. I will never tell you it's not available. I'll keep sourcing for where they are cropping, so that my customer will not say only. And when you get to a stage where one very lady will see, one very long will see, forget about it. When you are starting a business, know what they need in that environment before you start a business. You can't just invest in a big firm because you don't have the idea. You don't have the knowledge of what you want to venture into. It's because there's a pond at the back of my heart. That's why I just said, let me just start. And I saw then that nobody is selling something like that in that area. And gradually,
what I'm saying is this. I don't know why you know, there's something, you see, don't look at the privilege. You see, at times, you understand what I'm trying to say. You know, there is tendency for us to look at privilege we have. It's okay, I can access 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. But what of those who do not have the privilege to access even up to 10 or 20,000? Because when you're talking about, I think you were making mention of the first lady. The angle the first lady was talking on was that there are some people that they don't need 1 million to start a business. Now what they just need to give them 20,000, something will happen to that 20,000. But that definitely, she got to understand that 20,000 is so big for some people to do what? To get. That's what I'm just looking at.
Sorry to cut you short. I think we must encourage us to know what we want to do. I know one way or the other, it might be difficult for people to have to have 20,000 naira or 10,000 naira. But life starts somewhere. And the main thing is, the most annoying thing that people do is somebody calling you, I need 50,000, I need 10,000, I need 5,000. But if I know a lot of people will give you 10,000, a lot of people will give you 20,000. If you say, I want to do this business, just like Bimbo said, initially bought everything that she spent was 9,500. 9,600 to buy. If somebody tells you, bring a proposal and say, with 10,000 naira, I can go to some place and buy this. After buying this, I will sell for 13,000. What I will do from that 13,000, I will use that one to buy another one. At least he told you how. But a lot of people, when they see somebody that is has made money, they want to be like that billionaire. But if they tell you the way he started, nobody want to follow that. As if you just want to jump to something. She has really analyzed, no matter the business that you want to do. Somebody said she started with 9,000, the total package she spent was 9,500. And one thing, experience is the best teacher. She did it, and she discovered that she could even spend less than that amount because she was doing it for the first time.
Yes.
You You understand? Because by the time she go for the second time, he even got it for a lesser price. And little, you continue to move on. And no matter what, people believe capital is business. Oh boy, if you like, I'll give you an example of somebody building a petrol station with 32. I know you have spent already. 30. You know how much you have spent on that thing. You have spent hundreds of millions on that thing. But at the end of the day, it's not going to come out with anything. But if you want to say somebody should tell you, open your mind and say, this is the business you have to do. Nobody will tell you the business you have to do. And there is always opportunity everywhere. She saw a fish pond beside her house, and that was opened her mind to the fact that I can be buying this thing and selling this. And many other things. If people tell you the way they started business, you will be very amazed that you mean it or you don't mean it and all that. And let me go back to the first one. Somebody earning 50,000. If your 50,000 cannot even take you as transport and co, then why are you going for that work? And in most places, maybe government and some other people that work somewhere, no matter what you tell them, you tell them they are paying 50,000, but they will not resign because they know whether directly or indirectly, some of them still make more money because of that seat that they are sitting there. Somebody will give what they give them at the end of the day is far more than that one. So you cannot deceive yourself. If you are earning 50,000 and it cannot take you transport from your house to that place, it cannot take you. Then why what was the essence of that doing that job? Of doing that thing. When they want to go on strike sometimes in ministry, some people don't want to go on strike. Leave us without an 80,000 pay. 80,000 pay. Because you know by the side, one way or the other, genuinely people will give you this. If they don't give them, they still have some other things to do. So I don't know how to answer the question for somebody that you are doing a work that cannot even cover your transport. If you don't have hope there, why are you doing it?
No, what I'm saying is this. How will you...
You should not do it.
Because we're talking about savings.
Then you can start, maybe a big boss, a business start, the big boss summarize everything once and for all. He started a business with less than 10,000 naira now. Yes. That person can also start. If I know I'm earning 50,000 naira, I know it's not taking me home. And I know that if I start a business with 10,000 naira, I can first of all make 5,000 from that one. Then I will sacrifice anything to make sure that I save that 10,000 naira to start that one along the line. Instead of taking transport home, I rather walk home because I have it for what I'm doing.
Was one of the cleaner in the hostel. 6 months they won't pay them. And I called her. By the time you collect this salary, resign. Go to a place, go and buy garri. Go to market. We eat maybe we eat, we still make gain. So why stressing yourself? I want to for like I want to like receive it. I want grown-up girls, not at the university. And then he had a baby, she had a little girl, and she was pregnant again. Your health will be paramount to you. So you know what you are doing cannot fetch you anything. It's better you don't continue. You don't know. See what it is. Okay, let me just, if anything does happen.
We didn't answer that.
For 6 months, they will pay them.
So, the Bible that we studied came from where? It's not from Nigeria here now. Maybe the people that tell you to ever be they are not running like the way you are running. It's what you want to take from the Bible you are taking. Other what they are doing right. They tell you that's all now. Throw bomb to some of these countries. They have protectives that will stop the bomb. You are saying, and when you are talking that time, you said 100% you are okay. But you tell your Obojo it is well. But you go to hospital and you tell your Obojo it is well. You don't just go anoint your palm. But you go to the hospital.
You pay.
So Pastor, don't divert this thing to MRP's marriage. you that is earning, that is not earning money for 6 months, and within that period, you have a child already, and you are still burning another for who to take care of. It's your wahala now. Doctor, I think you have a question for me.
Yeah, not even question. I want to ask you this thing. Yes,
Okay,
from Intercontinental. You know, Intercontinental is now Access Bank now. But yes, Intercontinental. I got it from Intercontinental. But for the past few years now, let me say for the past 6 years, I'm not been receiving any dividends.
For the past 6 years.
Yes.
Before.
Yes, I used to receive dividends, but yearly.
Okay.
Yearly dividends. They used to send it to me. So when they send the check to me, I transferred it back to my account, to that to same account.
Yeah.
But for the past 6 years, I've not been receiving anything.
So
Access Bank is now Intercontinental is now Access Bank.
Yes.
That's why I'm asking.
You have to go and you go to registration.
I'll be there severally.
No,
They keep on posting me.
What did they tell you?
They keep on posting me, madam, you come back. Madam, the system is down. Madam, there is no network.
Because I know what they do now. Everybody,
Because the dividends I even received from First Bank, I paid to Intercontinental. First Bank and Access, no dividends again. For the past 6 years.
No, you have to make sure that you be on them together.
I will try doing this on
I have the same issue too. There's a chair I buy from Skybank and that is not mine. Receive check, but there has not been chairs now.
But for Skybank, I don't think they are more or less, because they 100% eroded their shareholders. So I don't think they have like the pension fund too, they have proportion of what they invest in money. You can't invest 100% on shares. You invest on different things, so at least it goes around different sectors.
We have to call it off. We have done well.
Are you tired?
I think
Thank you very much.
appreciate all the schools, we appreciate you. It's a long talk, it's been a wonderful day, and we need to go and rest to continue the wonderful. Thank you, God bless you.
Thank you.